Wir sind in Arusha, einer der größten Städte Tansanias. Wie in den meisten Städten gibt es auch hier ein Problem mit Plastikmüll. Wir machen uns auf den Weg zu einem ganz besonderen Mann, der sich im Alter von gerade einmal 15 Jahren gedacht hat, ich muss etwas ändern.
Wir sind jetzt angekommen. Wir suchen jetzt mal den Eingang von Green Venture. Das ist eine Firma, die aus altem Plastik Gartenmöbel und sowas herstellt. Und das finde ich echt ziemlich cool. Ich habe auch schon öfter jetzt auf dem Weg Leute gesehen, die halt hauptsächlich Plastikflaschen an den Straßenrändern sammeln. Ich habe mal gehört, dass sie dafür dann, wenn die das abgeben, halt was Geld bekommen. Und ich bin mal gespannt, ob das der Fall ist und was sie uns so erzählen können und vor allem auch, welches Plastik alles hier recycelt werden kann. So, angekommen bei Green Venture, das sieht man hier hinter mir. Und wir kommen hier an und das ist ganz lustig. Es ist bereits gerade ein Team vor Ort, ein Filmteam. Der Gründer des Unternehmens, der Edgar, hat uns gerade schon erklärt, dass die jetzt gerade auch einen kleinen Clip fürs Fernsehen drehen.
Ich sitze hier auf einem Plastikstuhl, der aus Altplastik hergestellt wurde. Und lassen uns gleich mal hier ein bisschen rumführen, dann gucken wir mal, wie die Produktion so abläuft.
Das ist jetzt auch schon so ein Plastikfisch.
Während wir warten, kommt eine neue Lieferung an geschreddertem Plastik an. Dieses wird bereits auf der Mülldeponie geschreddert, damit man auch am Transportweg CO2 und Geld sparen kann.
Man kann auch ganz gut sehen hier in der gesamten Halle, eigentlich alles, was an Möbeln gebraucht wird oder an Regalen, wird auch selbst gemacht. Das Regal ist ebenfalls aus Plastik, wo die fertig geschmolzenen Stücke liegen. Und hier sieht man noch eine Möbelgarnitur, Tische und Stühle. Das ist noch in der Mitte der Produktion, also noch nicht fertig. Das ganze Lagermaterial. Hier sind runde Stücke gelagert. Ebenfalls das Regal hier selber aus Plastik. Und auch hier im Büro sind alle Möbel selbst gemacht.
How long does it take to make one of these?
One of those bins. So currently it takes about 30 minutes.
30 minutes and then one is finished.
Yeah. But then I think with the new factory it will take us about 3 to 4 minutes. So now we're always sold out. Like even all you're seeing there is already bought.
But all this plastic is from Tanzania or that's also from the others?
It's all from Tanzania and it's almost 90% from Arusha.
Look at it looks to me. It's looking gorgeous thing there.
The first prototype that I made, like when I got the idea to start Green Venture. So this was, I think I was about 15 years old, 2015. So I saw how floods had destroyed houses in Dar es Salaam, and at the same time there was a lot of plastic waste floating on the flooding water, and something came to my mind, like how can I build durable construction materials and furniture while using this plastic waste that is loitering in the environment. And recently I just saw a UN report that shows in Tanzania 96% of the plastics are mismanaged and we have only 0.5 domestic plastic recycling. So in 2015 I decided to design this prototype here. So it costed me about $20 to make this, and I was able to make a few first blocks from recycled plastic waste.
How is this working? So you put the plastic pieces inside of this?
Yeah, so what I used to do when I made this prototype back then is to put the plastic pieces here, and they go inside that. Then I used to have the gas heater, which used to heat the plastic. But the challenge was you cannot really control the temperature. You do not know what temperature you're heating the plastics on. So that was one of the challenges that I faced when making this prototype. And after making several of them, I was lucky enough to participate in Young African Innovation competition that was being done in Johannesburg, South Africa. and good enough, I became first runner-up. So I got about $15,000 to transform it from this prototype you're seeing here to a larger scale of the machines. Industrial size extruder. The machine that I've got working right now, it has a temperature control system where we can change it into different temperature according to what type of plastic we're recycling at that time.
Mit dieser Maschine lassen sich Balken, Bretter und runde Pfähle herstellen. Dazu werden die Plastikteilchen in diese Behälter geschüttet und durch verschiedene Aufsätze gepresst.
Das sind also die verschiedenen Aufsätze, die hier auf die Maschine drauf gemacht werden können.
Die fertigen Balken werden dann zum Beispiel zu Möbeln verarbeitet.
It took me about 2 years to modify it to make what we actually need right now. So I had to modify some of the temperature system. You have a cooling system there that wasn't part of the machine.
Hier steht noch ein Wassertank. Der ist verbunden per Schläuche mit dieser Maschine hier, die das Plastik presst. Und damit die Maschine nicht überhitzt, hat Edgeld einen Wassertank mit eingebaut, um die Maschine zu kühlen. Das einmal benutzte Wasser wird aber auch einfach wieder zurück in diesen Tank geführt. Das heißt, es ist ein Kreislauf, weil er auch kein Wasser verschwenden möchte.
Material, das noch ungeschreddert hier ankommt, wird in dieser Maschine verarbeitet.
Da kommen große Sachen rein und dann kommen sie unten als kleine Schnipsel wieder raus. Die Dampf ist schon raus.
Wenn die Balken fertig reingepresst sind, dann kommt diese Form hier in den Wasserbehälter zum Abkühlen. Und wenn das Ganze abgekühlt ist, dann lässt sich das einfach so aus der Form raus. Ja, nicht mal drücken, das rutscht dann einfach aus der Form raus.
Hier werden die Teilchen farbig sortiert.
These pieces, what was it before? Was it like a furniture you already built? It looks like that? Like it was molded once before?
Yeah, this was the basins, like the buckets. It's like the ones that people put water or oil, and also ones like this. It's the crates, like the ones people used to put soda in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the grocery crates.
Yeah.
That's where this comes from. So far we have recycled over 1,000 tons of plastic waste, and these materials have been used to create camping lodges in Serengeti. We have about more than 6 camps now built out of recycled plastics. We have created school desks that have been provided to schools in Morogoro region. We have done flower beds for hotels here in Arusha, but also we have worked with farmers in making fencing poles in the farms, because they've been using wood and they have to replace it every now and then.
Yeah.
And we have had more than 140 people till now that have been involved in the collection process. Since we buy these plastics in kgs, so you find these people moving around the streets with the sack collecting plastics. When they come here, we weigh it and we pay them per kilogram.
And how much is a kilogram?
It ranges depending on the type of plastics from 500 Tanzanian shillings to 1,000 Tanzanian shillings.
For 1 kilo?
Yes.
Okay. I saw a lot of them collecting just bottles on the street, so they are better than like plastic bags.
With the bottles, we mainly deal with the bottle types, but we deal with almost all types of plastics except the PET plastic, which is in the water bottle. So it's,
okay. You recycle everything except PET bottles?
Yes.
That's the only thing we recycle in Germany.
Yeah. Yeah, but also we're planning to expand. I think in the next 2 months we're going to set up a new factory. So with our new machinery, we're going to be able to have different molds that are going to be even thinner. But most of the thick products that we make is because we presume them they're going to be used in like a heavy construction industry. Like let's say when you're doing a deck, you don't want to stay 4 months and see the deck bending like this, you know?
Yeah.
So you might want it to be a little bit thick to carry more weight. So that was our target market for a while, but now that our market is increasing and diversifying, so we're trying to get machineries that had different molds that can meet different needs. Like we don't want a very heavy chair, or a school desk. Kids should be able to move it around.
Yeah. I wanted to move the chair.
Yeah.
It's really like heavy.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going to be able to recycle PET as well in the near future.
Why is it not possible at the moment?
So currently the characteristics of the PETs, the cooling point, they have a very fast cooling point. So before you actually mold it properly in the mold, it has already...
It's hard again?
It's hard again. So
Okay.
that has been something that we're trying to deal with. But also when you finish making, let's say, a plank using PET, it's not as strong as it would be if you made it with using other type of plastics, because it is very rigid, so it's easy for it to break, while other plastics, they have a more dense capacity, so it might end up bending and coming back, but PET, it will break straightforward.
Oh, okay.
Another thing, we've been trying to actually partner with companies, especially with making school furniture, and we partner with them to tell the students you can bring waste from home and also the waste they produce from school. We make the furniture and the companies donate the furniture back to the students.
And when you give it to the schools, like the desk or something, is it like volunteer work, or do they pay
So actually the schools do not pay, but most of the time people who pay for it, we find partners to do side projects. So as Green Venture, we make the planks and make the desks. Then let's say we approach a tourism company, or we approach an industry that produces plastic waste, and be like, okay, we'll make the product, but you guys also have to help us to offset the cost, so that when we take to the school, the school does not have to pay for them.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So mostly it's through a partnership with other companies.
That's cool.
We also try to do that to kind of raise awareness about plastic pollution and climate change, because I went to school in Tanzania for about 10 years, and I've never really got to be really told about climate change up until I left for studying outside Tanzania. So I feel like there's a high need for younger people to really get the knowledge, but also to get involved in such processes. No matter how much limited resources you have, no matter your background or anything, like when you decide to take change toward combating climate change, you can start from where you can start and build it from it.
Yeah, I also saw a lot of people there, just when they finish their drinks, they throw it out of the car window, and I was like,
Yeah. You see people collecting the plastic bags and all this trash in the street, but it even makes more sense if that person gets to see the final products from what they have been doing, because you just take all that, put it in a container, ship it somewhere else, it becomes less of an impact as if somebody actually knew that the plastic I was collecting is the chair I'm sitting on right now, so that kind of creates a more a social change, also creates a communal change.
That's a good start. It's really cool to see that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for showing here.
For how much do you sell, chair or table?
So it depends with also the size, but on average a chair would be about $100, and that will be a chair that can fit about 2 people. We want to make sure everyone equally benefits through the system. Cannot decide to pay people low because you want the products to be cheap. So we try to have a balance. Most of the people purchase the product thinking of, I'll use this 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and at the end of the day, if they're tired of it, they can bring it back to recycle and make it different.
So you can recycle it 1,000 times if you want, so there's no end.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah.
Die Führung war sehr interessant und spannend. Zu sehen, dass man es schaffen kann, nur mit einer Idee und der nötigen Überzeugung, die Welt etwas besser zu machen, gibt einem Hoffnung.